Welcome to the Almost Live show here at the Victoria Pub on John Bright Street, Birmingham. With me, the Gabby Cabby on srbradio.com, supporting Protect and B1% for another in conjunction with Chris Johnson. On tonight's show we have 9 Dart Finish, Sunshine Bloom, KLASSIDE and Woods and Nails. But first up, a band causing a massive stir, and I'm do 9 Dart Finish, and they're going to tell me all about this banging EP that's driving me round the bend.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely
fantastic.
brilliant.
Awesome.
Fall to
Really?
Pieces, isn't it?
Yes, Fall to Pieces.
What
EP.
a brilliant track that is.
Oh, thanks very much.
I literally, because we were tweeting each other earlier.
Yeah.
And I don't know who does the tweeting.
It's
okay,
Chris.
yeah,
It's
it's Chris.
Yeah.
And you did do an FF.
Yeah.
Do we still do FFs?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And you rolled in the Patrick Kavanagh.
Yeah.
And I was literally, I did tweet back to you, I was literally listening to your EP whilst driving past the Patrick Kavanagh.
When I was sat on the sofa, I saw the tweet, and it just made me a little giggle. I live only just down the road from the Patrick Kavanagh anyway, so it's like
Okay.
small world.
So are you all Moseley boys firstly? And let's introduce and let's have your name check.
Oh, I'm Christopher Mobbs.
Yeah.
I live in Moseley, but actually from east side of Birmingham, so Castle Brom, Hodge Hill, that's where I'm
Right,
actually
okay.
from. So yeah,
So when you say Castle Brom, you know, whereabouts in what's your nearest pub to where your mum and dad were and where you were kind of raised?
nearest pub would be the Fox and Goose, in between the Fox and Goose and the Hunter's Moon.
Okay, got you. You're more up the Chester Road than...
Yeah.
Like, I come from Kingshurst.
Oh yeah.
But my mum and dad, like, by the Toby Jug.
Oh, super. I know exactly where that is.
Yeah. Not many steps into the lounge door.
No,
I need,
definitely not.
So that's Mobster.
I'm Andy Proudman. I'm from kind of Longbridge, but then really I'm from Middlesbrough, so like that's where I'm all about. I've no idea what the nearest pub is, but the East Side Social Club is where my aunts and uncles go. Proper social club up north, you like, bitter,
Okay.
sort of just on the floor, you know, proper.
Fair play. Well, that's what it's like up the north, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you know, absolutely marvellous.
And they want the money's worth, don't they, from the acts up there?
Oh, that's it, and they love the music as well. There's
Yeah.
always music going on. In fact, the scene's probably... It's got more people that are willing to go out to gigs, and sometimes in Birmingham people, you have to give them a little nudge, but people just need to get out there and see what music's on, because there's loads of great bands doing the rounds, and you know, we play some other brilliant bands all the time, so you know, I can name drop a couple of them. Strangers Feeling, awesome band, check them out.
Okay.
But you know, they play with us a few times. Get out there, go and see some live music. That's what you need to do.
Right, I'm going to get back to you because you're font of all knowledge and...
I'm Daz.
Okay.
I'm from Moseley, but more Kings Heath, that
Okay,
end.
yeah.
And I'm originally from Sheldon.
All right, blimey.
Yeah, so the local pubs around there would have been the Wheat Chief.
Oh, I've been in there.
Oh yeah.
I've got a story about the Wheat Chief and the underpass, but I ain't going to tell you.
Oh, the underpass, the legendary underpass. Yeah, be careful around there.
Yeah, tell me about it.
What were the other pubs around there? The Sheldon, which is now called the Crane, I think it is.
Cranes Park, yeah.
Yeah, the Sheldon. The women used to glass you there. It was one of them. The Free Horseshoes as well.
Yeah.
on the
Should we
Cochrane.
move out round here a bit?
Yeah, so it's like we're getting a bit of a...
Sunshine Bloom now are starting to do their sound check, and it starts to get a little bit distorted, and it's a bit cold out on the street, and there's a lovely little radiator here. So we've established where you're from. We've established that we've got a foreigner in the midst as well.
Aye.
So tell me all about 9 Dart Finish, and have you ever had one?
No, I never have. I got quite good at darts once, but no 9 dart finishes. Maybe 12 or 15 on a good day.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't even know where the name came from. It's just one of those names, isn't it? Like,
You joined whilst we were already 9 Dart Finish, Andy did. I think the name 9 Dart Finish is actually Chris's idea, where we were trying to think of a name, and we thought, what's the best you could get, you know, like hat trick or a 147 at snooker, and Chris came up with 9 Dart Finish, and we had a chuckle, and we thought, yeah, go on then, it's quite a quirky name, and it's got that rhythm to it, you know, doom doom da doom kind of thing, so we just stuck with it, and I don't know if it's going to be
Hold on.
Well, it was a bit more of a story because we rehearsed at the auction rooms, and when it first opened, they had literally a dartboard behind reception.
Yeah.
So while we're discussing about band names, I went out, got myself a pop.
You didn't get
And no, basically what happened was it was Daz the drummer, but not Darren there. Daz the drummer that we rehearsed there anyway. He was behind, and he went, "Chris, I've got my first 180." So I just took no notice of it. So I was sweet. Walked in, then we started talking about it. So, well, what about a 9-dart finish? And again, everyone chuckled. It just stuck really.
Yeah. So naming a band is so difficult, and there are so many band names that you just think, how the bloody hell do you pronounce that, let alone spell it? But 9-dart finish, it's quite unique. Yeah. It's to the point.
Yeah, well, you go, oh, nice. But it's also, the 9-dart finish is the best you can get. It's a bit of a sub-meaning as well, really. So we don't want to be blowing our own trumpets or whatever, but at the end of the day, we think we're good enough to make a big enough noise.
I do as well. I've played you. I think you are.
Yeah.
Who writes the songs?
It's a bit of a collection.
My Peter's up there. Lovely, cheers, pal.
It's a bit of a collection, really. Daz will have an idea. It's either I have a full tune, Daz has a full tune, and we mess around with it. The organic sound seems to just happen when we're in the studio, or it's just literally a riff, a simple thing like one little
practice on Wednesday. I had a riff I recorded on my phone. I brought it along, played it to these guys, and then that kind of like spurred off a little melody for Daz, and we went back upstairs, and the tune that we came out with wasn't necessarily the tune that I'd brought, but it was a tune that adapted, so it just grows really, like one person's idea, like it doesn't sound like 9-dart finish until all three of us have got on it really. And
well, that's the thing, so because with a band it is a collective. It isn't just about one person, it's about a variant of ideas, and one person can have that, but 3 people or 2 others can make it better.
Definitely. I mean, as Chris says, he comes up with a riff, and then I'll go off on one and come up with a melody line off that riff, and then I'll write lyrics off it, or Andy will come up with something, or I'll come up with something. It's really hard to say. We don't have one sole songwriter.
Yeah.
But what we're big fans of is melody over lyrics. You don't hum lyrics when you're walking down the street. It's all the hooks and melody, and then we write the lyrics off that. Of course, the lyrics are still important, but I think the melody and the hook is the key.
It's a little bit like a bird, isn't it?
Yeah.
When people say, I love the personality, yeah, of course you do, but it's the face and it's the look that attracts you first. And it is, isn't it? And it's like with a song, you could have some great lyrics, but if the music's shit, you ain't going to listen to it, is
it's not worth it.
Exactly.
So
it's a combination, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But melody's always key, and we love harmonies, and it's all about, when I hear a new tune from a band, I want it to grab me first time. I'm one of those fussy sods.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to it 5 or 6, 7 times, and
Pieces grab you.
And that's how I write. Yeah, Fall to Pieces is one of those. It's just a hook, and you go ooh, 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 and you don't think about the lyrics until maybe the 3rd or 4th listen, and then the lyrics kick in.
We'll have to thank Gavin a little bit though for the song, because we had the hook and the ooh, ooh, ooh and all that.
Yeah.
But we went into the studio in Magic Garden, and then the next day, come down to mixing, Gavin just looked at me and Darren and went, "I've got an idea. Give me a couple of minutes." Did it, played it, and went, "Gavin, you're a genius." Literally.
But Monaghan is a genius.
Honestly, because the tune was about a minute longer when we had it.
Yeah.
And he just come along and went snip, 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 snip. That's what I think it should be, and we were like, why didn't we think of that?
Do you know, sometimes you're too close to it, and I've said that when we've linked up, we've hooked up, we've played on our show, whether it be the Biscuit Boys or our other shows. So many songs, and I go, do you know, if only they just chop that, they put that there, get rid of them bits, you've got, and I think some bands think, we've got to have like 3 or 4 minutes.
I think as a songwriter, when you come up with a really good hook, you kind of run with it. Let's do it again, and you double up the hook, and then you double it up 30 seconds later. And just Gavin had the idea of just cut it in half. There's too much oohs, there's too much that. And he was right. But you need someone looking in, and that's what a producer does, and that's what Gavin's great at. So.
Do you remember the specials?
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably a little bit,
I'm not telling you all.
Well, no, but you went as old as me, and I'm 50, and I remember them well. Now, they had a great song, Too Much Too Young.
Yeah.
1 minute 59 seconds.
Yeah, we've got a couple of songs that are like 2 minutes long or 2.5 minutes, and it's because when you're writing it, when you're playing it, that feels like it should be the end of the song because you've done everything you need to do. You've hit them in the face with a melody, like slapped them about the chops a little bit. Oh, have a bit of that. And
a lot of our songs don't have solos.
Yeah.
Because we don't feel there's a need to have a solo in. Let's just get on with it. This is a song. Some songs need a solo, but we just like to get straight to the point if we can. We don't like to. We're not Pink Floyd. You know what I mean? We like to just get the job done. And I love Pink Floyd.
I must admit, I'm not a particular fan of them. I'm not a particular fan of lots of songs that just go on and go on and go on.
There's a time and a place for it, isn't there?
Usually when you've had a few beers. And you're just chilling out and you're thinking, oh, just relax, baby, and just play it. But
not necessarily in a pub venue. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Maybe at home on the vinyl.
Or at it. Like that.
Let's do much.
That was the kind of philosophy that especially when I got together with, because I used to live with Darren, and like, you know, in case of like you go out on a Friday and Saturday night, all you really want to listen to is fun time songs. And that was our kind of philosophy when we're going out there. Let's just hit them in the face, show them a good time. And if we get them to buy 3 more drinks and get a little bit more drunk, we've done our job. Simple as that. We're getting paid to entertain. It's as simple as that.
Who wrote In the City?
Well, you come up with the riff, didn't you? And then the melody.
Yeah.
So I hear songs like In the City and straight away takes me back to 77 in the Jam.
Oh, does it? That's what I said to Gavin when we went into the studio. I said, I want this to sound like the Clash. And he was like, okay, I'll get you. And I come up with the riff. It was in my head. I was walking home from the shop. I was buying some fags or something. And I had the dun, 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 in my head, so I picked up the acoustic. Okay, it's in B. And then I had the melody, dun, 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 and that was it. And then I had In the City, and then we went in the studio and
added a bit of like Dave Grohl-esque kind of drums because it needed something a bit like over the beginning. So
and there's a song on the EP that sounds a little bit at the beginning, a little bit like Philadelphia.
Would that be Pleased to Meet You?
Yes.
That's our boss tune.
that was started off as Chris's little ditty.
Well, I had the chorus and I just didn't have the verses, and like we thought to try and play the verse and chorus off. So Daz does all the singing on the verses, and I do all the singing in the chorus. So it's kind of like it's a nice kind of. As you said, like we did a very quick demo and went, let me know, that's Bruce Springsteen if I've ever heard.
Have you ever heard Start from the Jam? You know, and everybody does. You listen to something, you take it. I mean, like, definitely back in 1980, 81 time, was listening to the Taxman. And everybody does it, but you develop it into a sound that is fundamentally yours.
Everything's nicked at some point.
Of course,
you know what I mean? If you go back far enough, everything's nicked to an extent. You know, you just rejig it. Exactly. Give it another go.
Sometimes you do it unconsciously as well. Like I think you come up with a tune and the natural melody flows what might have come before, like 20 years ago or even 5 years ago. But because that's the melody that needs to fit with that chord sequence or with like the progression that you're doing, then you can't help yourself sometimes. You just got to follow it really, and then make it your own, like you say. Like keep it how you want your band to sound, but yeah, follow where it wants to go, and like that's how we end up with 2-minute songs and 5-minute songs. We've got a couple that are a bit longer because that's how they felt they needed to go. They needed to have that ebb and flow and get louder and quieter, and just gotta let it be, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, if you've not heard the song, you can't be accused of being a plagiarist neither. I'll go back to, you know, in the early days when we was doing all this and the Dummy Brummies and the Biscuit Boys and that. GA, one of the lads, he's gone, guys, I went to bed last night with a tune in my head and it's still there now. Listen to this. And he started humming it, so he's going do 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 do. I've gone, that's like 1970 Chelsea's FA Cup song. Blue is the colour.
Blue is the colour, yeah.
And he knows but he knows nothing about football. He's a speedway head, and so he couldn't have ever heard of that song. And that's what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. There's sometimes people say, that sounds like another song, that is, but you've never heard of that.
Oh, no, yeah.
And
as we said, there's only a finite number of notes and ways of playing them. It's as simple as that. So we just want to do what we do, which is be as catchy as possible and try and grab people with like a melody or just a hook with the guitar or the bass.
Something they can dance to, get people moving and then jigging around a bit. And people don't go out to like stand there bored and fold their arms and drink a beer looking grumpy. They want to go out and have a bop thing.
Now, do you use a record plugger? Is that how we first come across you, or did you just send us the tracks?
We just send you the tracks.
Yeah, okay.
We don't have a record plugger. We just do our stuff and hope for the best and hope that at some point someone catches on, like yourself. And thank you very much.
And we're just trying to do everything ourselves. You know what I mean? It's, as I was listening to your show the other day and tweeted you, there seems to be this like lack of backing for just normal songwriters out there for the industry. And especially with the fantastic world that we live in now with the internet, bands can actually make a business if they work hard enough for themselves. So our EP is on every single platform to download. It's on Amazon, iTunes and Google Play, and you can even stream it on Spotify. We've done the research, all three of us, to find out how to do it at the best possible cost and for the best possible for us.
Yes.
So you just got to work hard and just research it. It's all you can do. Just like these record labels just want to apply their money into their own acts. And like just zombify everybody.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean,
if anyone want to give us some, that's fine as well. You know, just get that in there.
Let's not rule that out. Yeah, definitely don't rule that out.
We wouldn't rule anything like that out.
well, that was the essence of the Brits, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Ed Sheeran come out and he says, well, they put money into me, I sell all my songs, then that funds the next one.
Yeah.
But it's absolute bollocks and bullshit because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It might fund one person that a major record label wants to pump loads of money into, but it does fuck all to like grassroots musicians like yourselves, does it?
No, it just doesn't. So that's why we've been together now as a unit for just over two and a half years. But I think it was last year we thought when we had a little bit of interest from people and went, they think we're good enough, so why don't we just do it ourselves and try and put it out there and really try and work hard making a product. I think that's the biggest thing, trying to make everything look seamless across all your platforms, your website, even the CD EP and the graphics and the artwork. Because it's obviously we would love it if it was all about the music, because we wouldn't have to worry about anything else, but it should not. But unfortunately it's not.
And writing our songs and getting on with it, but it's not. It's hard work.
Yeah, tell me about
it. Always will be. But
it's a long slog.
It's like you enjoy those. Like it's not like going to work 9 to 5, answering the phone, and it's enjoyable stuff. It's what you want to do full time, so it's worth the effort.
We would, with our radio project that we do, be absolutely great, but the real world is, we've all got to do jobs in between.
Of course,
But to get an absolute buzz, absolute love it. What's your website?
It's 9darkfinish.co.uk.
Yep.
You'll be able to find all our social links there on the page. There's a contact page. We got a little blog going on as well. So
mailing list on there as well. Yeah, join the mailing list. Send your gig news, releases, stuff like that.
CDs. If you want to buy a CD, you can contact us through the website. Contact us through Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. You'll get all the news, all the gigs coming up.
What is the gigs on the horizon?
We haven't got any gigs next month, but we've got one at the Flapper and Firkin in April, but don't ask me the date off the top of my head.
It's early on, I think it's the 7th.
Okay.
I don't know, it's early on, it's like the first week in April.
Check your website.
Yes.
For
Facebook.
And your Twitter is NDF Music,
Nice and simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Same as the Facebook. Facebook is facebook.com/NDF Music. YouTube the same. NDF Music.
So influences, where'd you draw your influences from, guys?
Me, it's quite strange because I'm a bit of a indie key stroke grunge, but my major influences really at the moment I would say is still Radiohead.
Okay.
That's my you wouldn't tell it by half the music we play, but
true.
it's one of my favourite bands. And then you're talking Blur and Oasis, a bit of a Britpop kid, but again it sort of verges into the grunge market as well and all that. So that's Darren's influence, because he was a bit of a metalhead and a rocker when he was younger. So
Have you grown out of it, Daz?
No, not at all. I mean, my original big influence is Queen. I've always been a massive Queen fan, and if it weren't for Queen, I wouldn't be playing music. But I'm into Pixies.
Yeah.
Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots. I was really into the alternative Pearl Jam. all that kind of stuff. But I'm really into Injury, Pink Floyd. I've got quite a wide range of influences.
Eclectic.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah.
And I still play vinyl, so.
Fair play.
And I've still got a cassette player in the car.
That's 'cause he's
Fuck me, how old's that car?
I'm just like everything. I've gone through phases. Like I started off with records I inherited off my parents, so anything from like Elton John to Jimi Hendrix, and then Motown and soul. But then I love drum and bass. I love metal. Just anything as long as it's got. I like a bit of aggression in my music generally. So whatever type it is, the drum's got to be punchy.
I agree. I like aggression.
Yeah.
And like a
Good,
bit.
isn't it?
I like a bit of swearing in it as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Every now and
proper
again.
standing up, having it, and spitting
Right
out them
against the
vocals.
machine.
And you know, I don't think you actually need to be able to sing to be in a group. I mean, you need a half decent voice, but it's about your songs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's the most important thing. I hear so many like go, "Oh, he's got a great voice, yeah, but your songs are shit." It's all about your songs. It's all about your material, and it's all about your performing it as well, isn't it?
Attitude.
Bang on.
Yeah, definitely. Freddie Mercury was good.
No, I can't dispute that, not at all. I wouldn't put him above Paul Weller, mind you. I wouldn't put anybody above Paul Weller.
You're a bit of a modhead, aren't you?
Yeah, just a slight one.
A little bit.
And I'll tell you what, I'm a friggin' hungry head as well. I'm going to go and get that
Get the
pizza that's
pizza.
cold. Boys, anything else that you want to add?
Well,
Just get on the website,
Yeah.
get on the Facebook, follow us.
Festivals, by the way, this year, have you got anything coming
We're
up?
trying to get on a couple of festivals. We're speaking to a Birmingham one. Hopefully, we'll get something back from that. And we're trying to push out in towards like Starbridge and Starport and Kidderminster. Push out towards that way, and then just a bit further afield in the West Midlands. So yeah, check out the Facebook, see what we're doing.
And if there's anyone out there who organises festivals that happens to be listening to this, get in contact with us.
And I might just say to my mates, the Stirs, Kidderminster's finest, 9 dart finish in the Stirs. That's going to be a banging little gig somewhere south, west, east, north of Bewdley and
We'll
Starbury.
be happy with that.
happy with
Just
that.
need someone to put it on.
I'm by our EP.
Leave it with me, mate. I met you geezers, millionaires.
We won't forget you.
I'll hold you to that, mate.
Cheers, pal. Thanks, guys. Okay, just make sure now that recorded. It bloody well did as well. Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so what a result. Right, I'm going to have my pizza.
I'm going to go and have a fag. Thanks, mate.
cracker.
Nice to meet
Cheers,
you.
boys. Lovely. Thank you.
That was really good.
Cheers, boys.
get my sister.
Appreciate your time. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Running in circles and I don't know why I'll never achieve that. The things that I've tried and my head is heavy almost all of the time, and I'm still not ready to raise half a smile. Guess I'll have another drink and think of the good times gone by. Fought my own battles and I spoke my own mind. I was so sure and certain, so full of pride. Now I'm sitting here better, wondering where it went wrong, and I'm lying in my bed waiting for the dark. I can't remember what it is that makes me feel sad anymore. I'm pleased to meet you. Please tell me your name. Now my head's getting clearer and I know my own mind. Feel I'm turning a corner and God knows how I've tried. I've been chasing my shadow for far too long. If it wasn't for you, I could never be strong. I can't remember what it is that made me feel sad anymore. Pleased to meet you. Hope you feel the same. 'Cause I'm pleased same. Yes, I'm pleased to meet you. Please tell me your name. Please tell me your name. Tell me your name.
Joining me now, I've been hunting round the Victoria pub here in Birmingham. I'm buggered if I can find Sunshine Bloom, but I have found...
Wooden nails.
So, I love that name. Right, are you wood or are you nails?
I don't know, yeah. We're trying to get another drummer if there's any drummers out there, so...
Yeah, we're
Oh, go on.
two-piece at the minute, but we're looking to be a full band. We've got full band stuff, but because I'm playing in the drums on the recordings.
Yep.
So I'm singing guitar and drumming, but you can't do that live. So I'm pretty much just we're looking for.
At the moment, I'll be nails.
Yeah, Steve can be nails. I'll be wood at the minute. Because I've always got a bit of wood going, you know.
Okay, that's right. That's the thing, when you're doing a studio album, you can play every musical instrument.
Well, yeah, of course.
You're bollocks, don't you, when you're doing that live?
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, I mean, like at the minute, I started off just doing it on my own, just acoustic songs, obviously, but recording, I did it all. But then I've got my brother Steve coming in now. He's doing the extra guitar live. He'll be playing the bass when we get a drummer. But it's just, it's one of them things. Drummers are like finding a needle in a haystack, really. Good ones, anyway. I think. Yeah. So we just, I'd rather keep my options open and just carry on acoustically at the minute and just see how things go. I think it's been getting a good feedback acoustically, so so it's good on both ends, really.
Well, the nice thing is when you're doing it on your own and you got your kid doing it with you.
Yeah, of course.
It's pretty much keeping in the family.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
You ain't got to rely on many other people.
Exactly. That's always been our problem, hasn't it? Really. It's always been our problem.
Hold on, back to you.
You know, I'll turn up. That's the thing.
Yeah, and also as well, when there's loads of money being offered for your gigs, it's only two of you. You ain't got to split it many ways,
Exactly,
have you?
Buy me AC Cobra with that.
Exactly. Yeah, well, I'll probably just spend it on musical instruments anyway.
So, where did you get the? I'm guessing as a young kid, you've always wanted to play your music.
As long as I can remember, really. When 10 years old, first picked up a guitar because of my brother. He used to listen to the punk rock stuff, and that's a big Michael Jackson fan, of course. When I was a kid,
He wasn't punk.
he was not punk, no. But no, I was going to try and word it as if he was, but no, he's not. He's a showman.
Funk, not
But
punk.
exactly. But when he was listening to the punk stuff, Rancid, Bad Religion, The Offspring in the 90s, it just woke me up, and I was like, that's what I want to do. Because before, Michael Jackson, it was nice to listen to, and I still love it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now, but to me, that's what awoke me. And then I thought, I've got to get a guitar. Well, first it was the drums for me, but then it came to the guitar, and then that's when I started writing songs.
What do you prefer, the drum or the guitar?
The drums.
Okay.
I prefer playing the drums, but obviously I can't get a drummer. So that's why I play them, because I want to sing my own songs as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of bands where the drummer writes the song and then somebody else sings it. But I just feel I couldn't feel like that. I couldn't feel it in myself. I want to sing it, because I was in a band before and I used to write the songs and then there was a singer, and I think, I don't know, but it didn't seem to work for me. So I think now, getting out on my own with my brother, playing acoustic sets, people can feel that it's coming from a real place.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters, really, isn't it, with music?
Oh,
as long as it
definitely.
comes from a real place, the rest will sort itself out.
And where is that real place? Where'd you come from?
Come from West Brom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, Baggies fan for
Hold on.
I'm going to talk about it next weekend if anyone's a Villa fan.
Yeah. Well, the next two matches, really, but,
So, in West Bromwich, you're kind of half Dingles, ain't you?
Well, I didn't realise I was coming on the radio to be abused, but there you go. But no, the best day of my life. Well, I'm actually good friends with Terry Connor's daughter.
Okay.
And I always say to her, he gave me the best day of my life. 5-1 at the Molineux. What more can you ask for?
I was listening to that live.
Oh, I was sat with my best friend, who's a Wolves fan, in his flat in London. He put his shirt on, he put his Wolves shirt on. I was like, mate, I was worried. I thought, it could go either way. 1-0, 2-0. I was like, this is heaven.
McCarthy never lasted very long after
He didn't
that
last
game,
long
though.
after that, no. And I think that's a shame, because I think they'd have stayed up.
Yeah.
I do rate McCarthy as a manager and Terry Connor. And I think they're doing a good job with Ipswich. So I think it was a mistake to get rid of him, really, or at least get rid of Mick, because I think he'd have kept him up. I really do. But it's
So
one of
your
them
music,
things.
if anybody hasn't heard your music yet,
Yeah.
describe it.
It's just, working class indie rock, really, with a punk soul inside of it. I'm not. You're not going to turn it on and listen to the Sex Pistols, for instance. But if you like the Gaslight Anthem, or just working class, true music, with something to say for itself, that's really all I can.
So it's your older brother's influence that's the punk. You don't look old enough to remember punk.
Yeah, that's a nice one, son. I'm 31 this year.
Well, I'm 50. You ain't old enough to remember.
You used to be
punk.
there then, weren't you, the 70s?
I was, yes.
Yeah, some good times in there.
I tell you what, I'm almost getting a nosebleed talking to you. You're huge as well, ain't you?
6'4". Is that better?
Hey, do you want to come down a bit? Yeah, that's better. Mind you, your knees are going to...
On my knees now, talking to you.
I know.
He's 31.
So, you come into punk, obviously, when it had come in, it had gone out.
You come back in again, yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. Music never actually disappears,
No.
dissipates. It's
No.
always there. It's what we hear through our radio set.
Yeah.
And sadly, we don't hear much of that type of
Well, no,
music
we don't,
these days.
because you've got a lot of people now who are from wealthy families, pay their way in. These sort of people, they're really dominating, to be honest.
Yeah.
They know people, like their mum might be working at some sort of record label somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, mum, give so and so this my band CD. Oh yeah, we'll have a listen to that. Yeah. Oh, he's your son. Yeah, we'll get in.
Yeah.
People like us and these sort of gigs, they never get a look in anymore. Basically, people don't turn up because of the TV, X Factor, buddy. What's that other one called? The Voice. That's the one. Things like that are ruining grassroots music in this country. You've got your posh people coming in, paying to get in, and these TV programmes are just ruining. And I think it needs something nowadays, like a punk movement, to get it back to where it was before. Like the 90s, like with Oasis and things like that. They were quite punk, in the Manics, in their own way. They didn't get shit about music at the time. But that's what it needs now. I really do believe that. It really does.
I think you're right. I think it needs a massive...
Very mainstream, very polished at the minute. Exactly, the Brits. You watch the Brits. I mean, I didn't watch much of it, but if the whole talking point is a woman pushing her 60s, getting pulled over, then that says a lot about music at the minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Mind you, it was funny.
It was funny. It was fucking hilarious.
Do you think though it was stage set?
You think her falling over was
I
that?
do, yeah.
She does like the attention, the publicity, and it's done her good, because I had to listen to the song, and it wasn't very good. But there you go. I had to listen to it, and I don't. There's a couple of her songs I don't mind. So it got my attention back on her. So it did a job. But there you go. If it was a good song, then it might have done even better for her. But fair play to her if that's what it takes. But to me, I'd rather stay true and just let the music do the talking.
Well, I agree, and I think you touched on The Voice.
Yeah.
Ricky Wilson from the Kaiser Chiefs
Oh, he's sold out.
openly come out and said the only reason I've gone on there is so they'll play the Kaiser Chiefs.
That's what he said?
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he said basically
Yeah.
the reason I'm on here is to make my band more famous.
Yeah.
Fair play to him, at least he said
That's
it.
the thing.
Well,
Hold on, one at a time.
yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Carry on.
Go on.
That's not very good, are they, really, to be honest?
Well, you see, the thing is, for a band to have to go to those lengths to get the music
it's wrong,
played is 100% fundamentally wrong.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the problem, that
Yeah.
you get so many bands, so many brilliant bands, so much music that I'm listening to now that takes me to another place, a place I've never been before, and I'm saying, listen to this band, listen to the music here being played, and people. I just had one down there earlier, and what's going on upstairs? We've got 4 live bands. Well, who are they? I've never heard of them. And that's the problem, getting your name out, getting your music out, and getting these commercial shite FM stations to play it, to grow a pair of kahunas.
Play something that might be a bit offensive to a certain amount of people in the country who likes to listen to all that bollocks that's on the radio now.
Yeah.
All these posh arseholes who bloody paying their way into the music business. There's no passion in anything. Mumford and Son, don't get me started on them. Bloody hell.
I'm guessing you're not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Never.
Well,
It's all nepotism, really. That's all it is, you know. I know someone who knows someone who's going to get me in somewhere. For the chap who doesn't know anybody, you're getting nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, you're working 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. And that's our life. You know, I've finished work, come straight here. That's just the life of a working class musician nowadays, really. You know, you go to the football on Saturday, you rush back to watch the gig. That's all you got in your life, really, and that's what we write our music about. Outside of that, you know, what are these current pop stars writing about? Vacuous things, really, if you ask me. It's just doesn't speak to me, not at all.
No, I think you're absolutely right. You know, you've got to write something that's, you know, I mean, Noel Gallagher he's been a big. I know he's got a record to plug, and you know, largely that's why he's been having a pop.
Yeah.
But he did come out and say, and I absolutely 100% agree with him. If Oasis come out tomorrow, they wouldn't have the same impact.
No.
But you know, the stations, it's also staid, it's also safe, it's also kind of, it's almost, well, it is in it. It's a written forum. You'd only got to look at Kanye West with old Bouncy when he took the mic off Beck. 16 songwriters on her album.
Yeah.
You know, where Beck wrote everyone. He played every instrument. And you get these, and I use the word artist very, very loosely. Have so many puppeteers pulling the strings of these puppets, and the industry is nothing more than a load of shysters making a load of money, and it's absolutely wrong.
It's a load of big bosses making a hell of a lot of money from rubbish, basically.
They're scared because the boom's gone. Nobody's buying CDs. Everyone can rip off an MP3. But I say, give it them. You know, if that's what it takes to get your name out there, just take my MP3. I don't care. Listen to it. Tell your friends. Tell everybody you know. As long as people are hearing the music that means something to me, just take it. I don't care.
But there has to be a way then, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. Has to be a way of paying the artist.
Oh, for sure.
You know, for doing that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When musicians give it all away for free, they get nothing.
Of course.
There has to be that where you get something from your art.
Definitely. I think obviously the live gigs really should be the way to do that. If people enjoy what you do, come to the gig, buy a CD if you want, buy a t-shirt, buy something if you want to support that artist. But to me, I mean, I know I'm 26 now, and I was kind of not in the Napster era, but came at the end of it, and it just kind of like, it was kind of the done thing to not pay for your music. But I'm still a big vinyl collector. I buy more than I can probably afford, and to me, I love holding that physical product in my hand and reading through the liner notes. Sometimes, you know, bands give a reason behind the songs, and you know, that kind of thing. You know, I love that, and you know, I think people have lost that nowadays. It's kind of just like, get halfway through a track, skip to the next one. But I don't know how to get rid of that, because people are so hell bent on the pop culture of the X Factor and all that kind of thing, that I don't really know how you can pull it back, because bands like Nirvana, they were in reaction to that kind of vacuous culture with Kiss and all that kind of stuff. But people aren't disenfranchised with the X Factor. They still watch it, they still care. So
I think there's a movement, and I think there's a sea of change.
Hopefully.
Who's going to win the X Factor next year?
Who won it this year?
Simon Cowell.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's almost like the Premier League, isn't it? We know that it's going to be Manchester City or Chelsea, you know, and there's no one else that's going to do it. And that's what it's all for, the people that have all the money, And that's what you musicians have got to do, you know, unite.
That's what
and
we,
give
yeah,
them.
that's the thing as well, you know, we need to form a scene, a proper music scene, not a sporadic bunch of bands who are just, they turn up once in a while and see each other. There needs to be a good grassroots scene where we all know each other. And we all join together to form a group, you know.
Specific venue as well, I think, in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Rather than like you got the Vic, the Flapper, there's loads of about 4 or 5 different venues. There should be a specific one that somebody out there could come up with it.
Yeah.
Where bands can play for free, people can come in the pub like they are now and go into the gig for free.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have to pay £5 to see a band you've never really seen before.
So the problem is, we've touched on this, if the promoter doesn't earn any money, he ain't going to put the bands on.
You need someone to open a bar where...
Yeah, no. What
music is the forefront.
What we need is some money, some sponsors, some people that are going to say, do you know what, I'll put it on for you. You know, we've got a big centre TV that started up, and I've had a few conversations with the guys that are doing the music side. I'm very excited from what I've heard in conversations with them, and I think what we need is something like that, some investment, and you know, literally people coming through the door for nothing, but people earning a bit of money from it, like you artists, because you have to invest in your instruments.
It's a similar thing with the current situation with the Premier League, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, how many £billion have gone into buying the new rights? If not more, I don't know, I can't remember the exact sum. But they're saying, they've actually come out and said, it's not for us to pay for grassroots football, we're a business. And that's basically what they're saying at the top of the music tree as well. It's a business, we don't care about you at the bottom. It's up to you to work your way up to us, but they should be coming down to us and finding what the real talent is.
Passion.
But where the real passion for music is.
It's all about stories and levels and trying to get onto that ladder to climb up. Unfortunately, if you can look at a kind of like 6 foot ladder, the first 4 foot there's fuck all there because they won't let you climb onto it, and you've got to somehow, mind you'll be alright, I mean I've got no chance.
Before you know it, you'll be at the top.
But you know, and that's it, we all need that little bit of help.
Yeah, of course.
How can people hook up with you? What's your Twitter, what's your Facebook, what's your website?
We've got a Bandcamp, which is woodennails.bandcamp.com, and we've got Facebook, which is facebook.com, of course, /Wooden Nails UK, and then we've got a Twitter, which is Twitter Wooden Nails UK as well. So
Now, before I let you go, because Chris has just given me the eyeballs.
Yeah, we've got to get on.
You've got to go and smash it. Is it wood, as in WOOD, and nails?
It's the accent, it doesn't help.
So when you say wooden, day out.
Wood and nails, with an ampersand in the middle.
And although you're not yams, right? Do you like yam alright, or do you say, are you alright?
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, you're yams. Go on, bugger off. See you later, guys. Thanks for your time. Cheers. Thank you.
God keeps holding me down, and now break away out of this town. Did you know we lost our souls? There's a way to go, and it seems we have lost our minds, and I'll breathe for the very first time. So I'll hold to the blood and stone, dream away the cold. We sleep all day just to dream
want you back. What a way to start, wasn't it?
Oh, geez, it's good. I like that.
That was superb. Now, I've been hunting all around this bloody venue for Sunshine Bloom. Where did you go?
We always go missing, don't we? We went to get some quality food from Polo Chicken up the road, didn't we?
Polo something, isn't it? Polo
Grill. That's what
Polo Grill. Yeah.
Indeed. So we had some nice chicken goodness before. You got to be full before your gig, I think. Sufficiently suffuncified.
What's wrong with the pizzas here? They're beautiful.
I didn't know they did them until we got there. Someone said they did pizzas here. If I'd have known about that, we'd have been here and having pizza. Opportunity missed.
I had a cold pizza for me too.
That's no. Well, at least with pizza you can eat it cold. You can't eat a lot of meals cold.
Exactly. So. Superb. Now, the last time I hooked up with you guys, you were umping your stuff up and you were running late, nice and early today at the venue.
Yeah.
But I've noticed Neil Morrissey ain't here. Where's he gone?
Unfortunately, that was his last gig with us when we were here. So that was about 9 months ago, I think, when we played here last.
That's quite a while ago. Wasn't
Yeah, it was. But after that, we decided to part ways. So I think it was a big commitment for him in terms of what he was doing and where he was at. So we made the decision for both of us to sort of move on. So we wish him well, and I know he's keeping well. But we've decided to streamline things down and work as a three-piece, which has been really good. And we've really enjoyed that the last sort of 9 months. Actually, it's been great.
So what's been different? The dynamics have changed, obviously.
Yeah.
Where have you been gigging? Tell me how the last 9 months have gone for Sunshine Bloom.
I think we spent a lot of time just kind of going back in on ourselves and working out what it was all about, what the music was all about for us. We've spent a lot of time writing some new music. Sean's been working really, really hard, putting together some really, really nice sort of piano-driven pieces. I think the idea for the band was always for it to be a more piano, harmony-driven band, and I think we're able to kind of get back to what we kind of conceived initially. Yeah. And I think that's really, really helped us from my perspective, definitely. And we started really enjoying ourselves. So writing has been really, really key the last sort of 6 months. We've been doing a few gigs around Birmingham, so you'll be playing here and Rainbow and Flapper and various other places. And I think now we've now got a decent chunk of material, a good solid set's worth of material, a lot of really new stuff, and now we're kind of just ready to go out and gig it and start really getting our names back out there again.
Would it be fair to say it's less rocky now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'd say we rock just as hard as we did before.
Yeah.
Just in a very different way. I mean, I think the key thing with kind of losing the fourth member is just that I suppose it's forced us to be more creative.
Yeah.
That kind of wallop and that aggression is still there, but you don't necessarily have to have guitars to kind of create that or sort of generate that level of excitement. Really, we rock as hard as ever. We're one man down, but we rock as hard as ever. See for yourself later on.
Oh, well, I believe you. Passion is always there. And young man, you ain't said a word to me so far.
I haven't said a word, no.
Yeah, do you want you come in a little bit, because there's a few people that want to get in and...
Go on.
Stop blocking the fucking corridor.
Exactly, yeah. Go on.
So we've lost the fourth guy, and it was always about the harmonies for us. So I mean, when we record something, we're getting in the studio fairly soon. We're going to do a lot of it by ourselves, like sort of at home and everything. We're going to layer a lot of the harmonies, which we're really looking forward to, because we can sort of experiment, do a bit of the old Freddie Mercury thing. But yeah, I don't know. I miss performing with a fourth person. Like, we want to get somebody back in to sing some harmonies, play a little bit of extra guitar, fill out that space.
I think what's changed for us is we've now consolidated ourselves musically as a three-piece, and what we need someone to do now is to add an extra layer. So someone who's creative on the guitar and someone who's got a strong vocal to add to the mix. But we've already got an idea of where we're going, so I think this has been an opportunity for us to discover who we are, and I think we've found ourselves now. And so now we can kind of bring someone else in who can kind of fit the mould and kind of join in with us, rather than take us in a direction that we don't want to go in. So that's definitely where we're hoping to go from here.
Who writes all the music?
All three of us get together and do a lot of work. So I think Sean writes a lot of stuff initially on keys and guitar, and then we kind of start jamming it out as a full band. So rhythmically, then Jeff will get involved and bring in some of the different sounds and rhythms, and we start then creating the bare bones of a song through jamming. And then when it's kind of, I say, 2/3 complete, I'll probably squirrel away and write my lyrics. So I tend to do that in private. And then we'll kind of bring that, and then we'll start reworking the song. Once it's got some words, actually it'll change the dynamic, and we'll add a bridge or we'll take a chorus away and things, and then only then does it kind of get into the stage where it's complete.
We're having a bit of a photo shoot here. Yeah, Bab. Can you get up my Samsung here? Get onto that camera. There, if we touch camera there, and then just take a photo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, if you're
Come on, gather round. Come on, Jeffrey.
Because then we can. I want a picture of you. Where are you all based? Where's your home?
So we're all Birmingham based. So we live. I'm in Harborne. Sean is Harborne as well. And you're Moseley, aren't you, Jeff? So we're not far away.
Yeah,
and we rehearse and gig in Birmingham most of the time. So we consider ourselves a Birmingham band.
Yeah. Website, Twitter feed, Facebook, so vital lads.
Yeah, so we've got we're on Facebook /Sunshine Bloom UK. It's important that you put the UK, otherwise just some random American woman if you just put Sunshine Bloom.
She's nice though.
Oh no, I don't look at that and Twitter, it's just @Sunshine Bloom UK as well, so you can get hold of us on there, and we regularly update and we'll keep you up to date with gigs and photos, and also any bits and bobs and live recordings and stuff we'll get on there as well.
Yeah. And this venue, how good a venue is this, and how needed are venues in Birmingham?
I think this is our favourite. We really like it here. I think what's good about this, it's a great room, it's a great atmosphere, it's a nice tight room, so you don't have to fill it to get a good atmosphere. But also its location in the city centre I think is really key, because you get people out.
Correct.
Some of the places that are a bit further out of town, they're good, but actually getting people on a Friday night out of the main drag of town is hard.
Yeah.
But for bands that aren't, that are out there gigging a lot, what they need is some foot traffic to come and just kind of check bands out, and places like this are really, really important. Really important.
And radio plays since we hooked up last time, how's it gone? How many you had?
Other than your session, that's the only one we've had, to be honest. So yeah, there's not a lot out there. There really isn't a lot out there for bands that doing the circuit like we do. Not a lot at all. So we really appreciate stuff like this. It really helps us out. So the kind of connection between what you're doing on the ground and what we're doing as bands it's really important. Really important.
But you take that away, and there's nothing. You're right, and it's almost like in footballing terms, playing for your Sunday team. Playing kind of semi-pro at somewhere like Solihull Moors, and then going and having to play like for Chelsea or Man City. There's no middle ground for young bands. There's no support network. There's no commercial radio apart from BBC introducing that play your songs. There's nothing else out there that gives you guys a chance.
It's become really polarised. You're right. I agree with that. I mean, at the one end, you've sort of got the sort of major label X Factor thing. There's things in between, but most things tend to be sort of squashed pretty much within the underground. Really, there are loads and loads of bands within Birmingham.
Correct.
We've done very, very well to survive. I think surviving is a really important first stage for a lot of bands. A lot of bands don't make it. A lot of the bands we were playing with a year ago aren't around anymore. Yeah. That's quite telling. I think for us, really, the story so far has been about survival.
Yep.
Lots of people over the last 12 months. And we're still at it. We've got like an album on the way at some point, probably in sometime near the summer. So I think it's still early days yet. But I think really in terms of being supported by sort of your local network, there's not an awful lot within Birmingham. I mean, I think there's the Chris Johnson thing that we're at the moment, and there's the Catapult Club, and there's all those kind of networks. But it's not many people leave that. I can't remember the last time a band sort of graduated from that circuit, really. But here we are, and we're doing what we're doing tonight. So yeah.
I think we do it because we love it. We don't do it necessarily to become famous or anything. I think you've got to start with the right mindset. I want to do it because I'm around friends that I get on with, creating music that I love to people who want to hear it. If I'm doing that and I'm doing it to one person, I'm happy. The more people you get, the better, and I think it's really important. I know it's great to have an opportunity for bands to break through, but what's really important is that there's a scene of some form where bands can get out there and do what they want to do. So, and that exists.
Come on, fella, you butch boy. Okay, you all right? You enjoying tonight, by the way?
Yes, thanks.
Some great music on here, and fantastic.
Enjoying it, mate.
Brilliant, mate. I hope you're going to come back again. Superb. But there's a thumbs up from fans and supporters.
Yeah.
EPs, have you got any EPs out? Have you got any recorded music?
So we did some recordings last year with a previous guitarist, which we've not done a lot with. I think we played it on your show last time.
Yeah.
I think the intention now is we're going to get in the studio, and we're going to, as I think Sean was saying, really take some time to to do it not on a budget where we're going to do a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of gear that we can kind of use to layer our own sounds up and get something that we're really, really happy with and really take our time and really work on something that we're really proud of.
Well, am I okay to play that again on the back of this interview?
Fine with me, absolutely fine with me, yeah, no problems at all.
And have you still got your flowers that you're going to give out?
I haven't this time. I did Umanora about going to get some. I walked past the florist earlier and they got some on offer and I thought, shall I get some? But no, I've done it once, that's enough.
Fair play. Sunshine Bloom, can I thank you very much for your time?
Always a pleasure, thank you.
And I'm going to watch you absolutely smash this set to pieces, boys, with a rock with a different kind of style.
It's different. It's different. I like it.
I'm glad you do, so do I. See you later, guys. Cheers, thank you. Ta.
You're sitting on your fences, strategies and self-defenses plain to see. You deal with complications and live with accusations. Try a little deprivation, you and me. Why'd I dress out of me? I don't wanna be ignored. While I can set you free, I don't wanna be adored. Back to where I started from. I mean you. If you wanna get us around my runaway bride, will you twirl and fall away? In the end, all heroes will fall me. As the night shadows the day. This game of consequences, you're sitting on your fences, strategies and self-defenses plain to see. You deal with complications and live with accusations. Try a little deprivation, you and me. While I tread silently, don't wanna be ignored. While I can set you free, I don't wanna be adored. I'm right back to where I started from. I mean you. Sitting on your fences, strategies and self-defenses plain to see. You deal with complications and live with accusations. Try a little deprivation, you and me. This road is dark and cold, I don't wanna be alone. My future's bought and sold and all hope sinks like a stone. Back to where I started from. I mean you. I'm right back to where I started from. I mean you.
Right, so what we're doing, we're filming each other, aren't we?
We are filming each other.
You know, I want to know all about you. You just said they're loud in there. Fuck me, not as loud as you.
We are pretty loud. It's these boys with their big amps, you know. I'm deaf as a post, I am, from listening to this stuff in practice. He's toned down his amp. He used to have an amp that he could only get up to a half, and now maybe you squeeze up to about one on this one. It's a combi amp, and it's just like, it's crazy. It's brilliant though. We've had a good time. First time we played at Victoria. We've always wanted to play here. Years and years ago, we played at the O2 across the road. Okay. And we come and had our photograph taken just there, right exactly where we're standing. Yeah. And we had a look in this room and it's like, this is a really cool little room. And it turns out it's dead right. Like, you know, real good vibe in there. Loads of people, loads of friends come out tonight. The other bands are great. So it's just fun. Everyone's got a smile on the face. We're having a good time.
No, it's class.
Do you know with them headphones on? Have you seen The Empire Strikes Back? You look like Labot with them headphones on.
I watched the first ever Star Wars.
Recently?
No, when I was a kid.
Oh, all right, okay, yeah.
We all went from school and we watched it down that Odeon.
Yeah.
On
New Street.
No, not that one. There used to be two in Birmingham, didn't there?
Yeah.
One on the what's Holloway Head.
Yeah.
That one there. I've never got Star Wars. I think it's shite. Personally, I don't watch films, but I do watch a load of music.
Yeah.
And I do watch a lot of bands.
Yeah.
And a lot of people watched you last night at the O2. Tell me about it.
It was at the LG.
Oh, the LG.
The LG. That was me saying O2 earlier. Let's put that in your head. Yeah. So we've had a lot of cool gigs lately, and we got to play at the LG, warming up sort of in the forum area acoustically for the script. Yeah. Which is a real credit to these guys. I mean, you know, I just stand at the front shouting, but these guys are proper musicians. So last night it was acoustic. Yeah. So we've gone from like playing an acoustic gig to then coming and doing what we really like to do, which is like the heavy electric stuff. Yeah. So it's a real contrast. So we're on a high at the minute. We're having a real fun time. It's a great hobby, and when you see people standing out there nodding their heads and stuff like that, to us guys who are just like having fun, it's brilliant really. So the LG was cool. It's cool.
So how many people watch at the LG before we move on to the other band members?
I mean, if you think that, I have no idea how many people are actually watching the script. 15,000. Okay, so I wouldn't like to say 15,000 were watching us, but 15,000 walked past us. So as we're in the forum area, and it's just great. I mean,
how did you get that gig?
Well, this is giving away trade secrets now. What we want to say is the
by modern technology, we're back. We're back. Batteries.
Batteries are no good.
Whenever you need a bird, they're never there, are they?
Well, you need a generator.
Yeah.
But your missus get chip seed from that.
Oh, I'll tell you. So your LG, tell us about it then. Yeah.
LG, so we had
secret.
Oh, so the trade secret. So why we get it? So what we're meant to tell you is that the reason we get these LG gigs, we've had like a couple, is that because of the words out round Birmingham of how good we are. Yep. But the reality is our bass player works for the LG.
Oh right, okay.
And that's Kai Dog there.
Okay.
The man looking handsome, but obviously it's because we're good as well.
Yeah.
But like the thing with these, I'll go back to these guys. These are the professionals. Is that an example was last night we rocked up and we had a 30-minute set to do, and we're like, we need you to do 50 minutes. Because these guys have got so many things in their repertoire, and we just banged out a 50-minute set, which was great. Just off the cuff, just winged it. And everybody who sees us says we have fun, we have a good laugh, we look like we're having a good time, and hopefully that comes across to everybody else. It's just a hobby, it's fun. But it's a great little music scene in Birmingham. Guys like yourself coming around and interviewing bands and making them feel like it's a worthwhile thing to do. All their mates coming out and bouncing around. It's brilliant.
Now there's 5 of you in the band.
5 of us.
There's a wonderful guitarist. There's 2 brilliant guitarists, but the one on the right didn't have to go off on some solos, and you've got such a laid-back manner. You could almost get a bed for you or a chair, because you are, aren't you?
Yeah, it's I've been playing for a long time, and
Sugar Babe.
Yeah, I used to play for the Sugar Babes.
Yeah, I heard that.
So when they first came out, so I used to professional guitarist in London, and studied at Guitar Institute. I just love it. I've just done it for so long, and it's just great fun. And the guys have got some brilliant tunes. I mean, I've been lucky enough. These guys have got some great songs. All I had to do was put a couple of solos to them, which is fantastic. I love it. Neil does some great riffs. Neil's done some great writing, so he's let me have a bit of whittle over the top of some of his good tunes, Time being one of them. So thanks to him. And Neil, I've got to say, is an amazing guitarist. It's an honour to play with him. It is, as much as my solos might be laid back or widdly, Neil does amazing ones as well. So I'm lucky enough to play the one in time, but it's great. Like I say, I've taught, I played professionally. Sugar Babes is probably the biggest claim to fame. Did the tour with them when they were in their first inclination, and they changed a few times over the years. My first interview, or first meeting with them, I asked them where the toilets were, because I thought it was somebody's daughters in the studio. I didn't quite realise that these bunch of 14-year-old girls were actually the band I was there to play with, which is fantastic. But you're much better looking people. I was like, sod these 14-year-old girls. Gary Glitter went down a wrong route with that one, so I'm not going there. So, but no, it's really good, and I'm just loving it. I mean, like I say, it's fantastic. I'm originally from London, so the Birmingham scene is completely new. But I've got to say, it's much better.
What moved you to Birmingham?
Well, actually, I'm a little bit of a tourist because I kind of live in Oxfordshire, but Leamington Spa is kind of our sort of hub of where we all come together.
Yeah, sure.
And so that's kind of brought me into the band. But no, I love Birmingham. I mean, I've actually got to know it. I vaguely know where the parking is, and I'm finding the venues. But it's great. It's really great. And I've got to say, the music scene here is so much better. Birmingham, they actually like good rock music. In London, it's all a bit poppy. Oxford's all a bit folky. You guys really know where it's at, so it's fantastic. It's really good. The scene is brilliant, so I'm loving it. It fits right with how I like to play and the stuff I like to do, so completely behind it. It's brilliant. So, and these guys are fantastic. Been going for a few years, and I'm just really, really pleased to be part of this, guys.
So Neil,
Yes, hello.
you're the just been singing your tunes, singing your praises. Are you the one that writes the music, or just writes your riffs?
Usually it's a cumulative really, I can't take all the credit for it. Normally start the idea off and then we get together and we make the songs really. And the reason why they're so good is because these boys, we all sing each other's praises really, but if it wasn't for G, and it wasn't for John, and it wasn't for Kai, it wouldn't be KLASSIDE. Me and Chris have been in a few incarnations of this band, and this by far is the best. It's the magnetism of everybody and the fun we have that makes it special. So,
where'd you get the name from? Who invented the name? Who come up with that?
It's a little bit of a long story, so I hope you've got a lot of tape.
Oh yes.
So when Neil and I first started the band, kind of our circle of friends kind of took the mickey a bit, and it was like, particularly Ellen and me, it's like, you're going to be in a band, and sort of every group of lads has their own kind of rhyming slang. So it's like if you were an oxygen thief, you were a grade A oxygen thief, which meant you were a bit of a knobhead. Can we say that on air?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, right, okay. So we were looking for a name, and a mate of mine said, why don't you call yourself the bunch of grades, as in a grade A oxygen thief. So we called ourselves the Grades, and anyway, we started doing alright, getting a little bit of success, and there was another band took a cease and desist out on us because they had a similar name, so we were stuck 3 days before our biggest gig with a record company coming to look at us, called the Grades, and we had to change our name overnight. And we were sat in a pub, we were like thrashing it out, what the hell are we going to call ourselves? So we typed into Google Translate the Grades, and KLASSIDE is Estonian for the Grades, and that's how the name came out. And it's like, it's not an ideal name, but it's the name that we come up with. And the band that took out the cease and desist on us have split up. Yes, so we won. So that's why we're KLASSIDE.
And you can also be called the Grades again.
We could be if we wanted to now, yeah, but it's like, it's just too much hassle.
And where are you all from? Where are you guys all based?
So Neil and I are from Walsall, Aldridge specifically.
Okay, I know, yeah.
But we both work in Leamington Spa.
Oh right, yes.
And the other guys are from Leamington Spa way. John works at the same place. John the drummer.
Hold on, John the drummer. John the drummer.
Right.
Leamington boy.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
What's it like keeping them boys going with you? I mean, you must be banging, trying to keep up with them guitars.
Really exciting. It's it's loud, and I've been deaf for 20 years of doing it. So, but yeah, really good fun.
And you blew the amps up earlier as well, didn't you, when you were sound checking?
Yeah, apparently being too awesome.
Yeah,
show me about that.
Yeah, a bit of a mad thing going on with your lip there, kid.
Yeah, I had that done about 10 years ago, and then 5 years ago took it out, and then 2 years ago put it back in. So,
okay.
It's rock and roll, apparently, I'm told.
Well, it is. And young man,
Say again, sorry?
And what's your role?
I'm Kai, I'm the bassist.
Yeah. You're the one that just keeps that bass, that movement, that...
The guy that stands at the back looking cool, you know.
Yeah, all together.
So I've got to tell you, this Kai's the guy who plays a 5-string bass. So all the other bassists that we play with are like, holy shit, he's playing a 5-string bass. Look at his bass. It's a beautiful instrument, and he really drives the groove. He'll be dead modest, Kai will, but he's an absolute machine on the bass.
Kai, tell us what's the difference between, obviously, it's got 2 more strings than a 3-string. What's the most strings that you can get on a bass guitar?
I've seen a 6-string bass before.
Okay.
I actually tried playing it. My fingers ain't long enough to get around all the strings, so I plumped for the 5.
Because there's a different way of playing the bass. You hold your hand in a different way, don't you?
Yeah.
Hold on, it's very busy here. Go on, mate.
I've tried most of them. You see a lot of punk bassists playing with a pick.
Yeah.
That's all well and good for that style.
Go on, Bab. Yeah, you carry on. There we go. Don't let a soldier off.
Oh!
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, right, fella.
I prefer using just my fingers to go for the old, the more funky style, but I've plumped for using a pick for a couple of our tracks, and they're really driving really good.
Yeah, superb. Right, yeah, let's get back up in the corner. See, I tell you what, it's bloody busy here today. Websites, Twitter feeds, Facebooks, how do people get in touch with KLASSIDE?
Basically, so it's KLASSIDE, how you spell KLASSIDE. We're KLASSIDE.co.uk. Facebook is theklassside.co.uk. And it's all on there, all on the website, everything's off the website, so KLASSIDE.co.uk. We got Reverb Nation, we got Facebook, Twitter. Gordon's a Twitter master. We've had people just like leave our Facebook because Twitter is so spammed by Gordon. He's just like, he ramps it up.
Come on, Gordon.
I've been called a Twitter terrorist.
Yeah,
the thing is, the way I see it is the biggest amount of people need to know the most about us.
Correct.
And I think the favourite, certainly of Neil, is the fact that I've hashtagged 50 Shades of Grey. You've got to pick the thing of the moment. And apart from Madonna falling over, 50 Shades of Grey is the biggest thing of the last 2 weeks. So I hashtag that next to KLASSIDE. So every particular lady out there who wants to kind of sweat over this particular movie is going to get a picture of Chris. Never mind this chap in the video, she's going to get Chris. And maybe one of us ugly mugs, but she's going to get Chris. So the way I see it is, let's go with the thing of the moment. And I have out-promoted a promotions agency recently when there's more talks about you guys than us. But outside of the band, that is kind of my job. So a little bit of fun.
And on the subject of Madonna, I actually fell off the stage at the LG last night. Made a joke out of it, said that was my dedication to Madonna, but it was an accident.
Did you really seriously fall off it?
I fell off the stage last night. Yeah. I spilled my beer all on myself, which was more worried about. Fell off the stage.
Do you think Madonna did, or do you think she done it as a publicity stunt?
I think she fell off. I don't think she's kind of like got the sense of humour to laugh it off.
Really?
I think there's a dancer somewhere in a slab of concrete wishing he hadn't pulled her over. So
she got up ever so well though, didn't she?
She got out of it well, and you did last night. But you've got to
wear it well.
But Chris keeps wearing a Batman cape. Now he's not wearing it tonight, but usually he wears his Batman cape.
My underpants are on the outside as well.
Generally, they are.
Tell us about your DVD, your documentary, your tool that you're playing.
Okay, so the thing is that the good thing about the guys in the band is we're all kind of like advertising guys and creative guys. Neil and I are graphic designers and stuff like that. So part of our hobby of being in the band, we like do stuff. So we make our own videos. That's why we got good-looking websites and stuff like that. So I bought a GoPro and I don't do anything exciting enough. So I thought I'll film the band with it. So we made a video, and tonight we're making a video for one of our songs called The Fear, which is about having a hangover. We're in a pretty classy pub. So the idea is that basically I like to drink, so I'm going to drink as much as I can, film myself and make a video out of it. So it kind of adds to the hobby. So we're pissheads basically.
It's really good.
All bands are, aren't they?
Most ones I've been in have, absolutely, yeah. So I'm a bit slightly poncy because that's cider. Is that a bit weird?
You are.
From London.
If they're all honest, none of them can play piss apart from I can sing piss. If Neil has 3 lagers, he sounds like he's playing with boxing gloves on. John, who's like a fantastic drummer, he plays it like an instrument. He's not just hitting stuff. If he has 2 lagers, forget it. Me, I make up for everyone else. I have a routine. I drink 3 pints before sound check. 3 pints whilst I'm on. and then I really go for it afterwards. So
fair play. The Fear. What
Yes.
pub did you write it out of, or what was the pub you were in when you got absolutely wankered and you woke up next morning in such a state of fear that you wrote all about that experience?
I think I could name about 20. So it's like amongst sort of our group of mates, the fear is a description where you'll text round in the morning, I've got the fear. And it kind of means I've forgot the last 2 hours of the night. Did I upset you? Who did I touch up? Am I in trouble? And that's what the fear is, and that's what that song's about. It's that blank state of about 2 or 3 hours. You don't remember the taxi drive home, and you wake up and you think, who have I got to phone and apologise? And that's what the fear's about. It's paranoia, really. I think it's about.
Fair play. So what's on the horizon for the boys?
Well, I think the next thing we've just released, we did like a demo EP.
Yep.
We've got a wealth of gigs coming up, so we've got another LG Arena. We're playing before Maroon 5, so that's a big one. So we've kind of got bigger. I don't know if we mentioned, but we did Yumi at 6 and All Time Low about 2 weeks ago.
We were meant to be playing before the Black Keys tomorrow, but I think the drummer's broke his shoulder or something, so that one's off.
So the next one is Maroon 5. Although we are doing a gig at the Institute to support the Black Flowers. So they're another Birmingham local band. They're releasing their demo, or not their demo rather, their album.
Oh, okay.
And a band called Calabrese. So we're playing the Slade Rooms for Calabrese. So they're doing a US tour right now.
And that's sold out at the Slade Rooms. They've sold the Slade Rooms out.
How big is the Slade Rooms?
The Slade Rooms is kind of it's bolted onto the Civic in Wolvo.
Oh, right,
so you've got the Civic, you've got Wolfern Hall, which we've played at Wolfern Hall before. We've supported the Fun Loving Criminals.
Oh, right.
So we played a sold out show there to like 1,200 people. But the Slade Rooms is bolted onto that. And this Calabrese band, they're pretty good if you check them out on Spotify. They're like massive in America.
Right.
So they're doing a UK tour, and we've managed to get on to looking after their support slot.
I think the thing is really good. I think the thing is really good at the moment is there's a lot of gigs happening in sort of Birmingham and the Midlands, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But we actually got contacted by a promoter recently, and we've been given an O2 gig in London, which is a big step. Well, it's not a big step to be fair. Birmingham is as good as London, but it's a really good sort of reputation actually. That only me being from London, it's not due to specific promotion. They're actually getting heard of in bands, by promoters in other parts of the country. Like I say, these guys have done the Fun Loving Criminals just before I joined. The Calabrese tour, the Script, the Maroon 5, the Yumi at 6. It's reaching a bigger audience of major bands. So actually, something that starts out as maybe a hobby or just kind of thing, actually the ultimate aim is actually to just do this thing for a living and do it really well, do it professionally. I think during this year we've got a couple of festivals coming up as well. Everything is on our website.
What are the festivals?
We've got, is it Beaconsfield Festival? Sorry, he's been chatted up.
Right, yeah.
There's another one which I'll double check when Chris has finished schmoozing the ladies, and we've got those coming up. I think the next thing to do is probably get those gigs under our belt. There's talk of us doing the Take That support at the LG as well. That's something Kai's just given us a heads up for today. So they're doing a load of seated gigs, and we're going to hopefully get in for that one as well, which would be fantastic.
They'll love you at Take That.
A very different audience. I have to say, I can imagine Gary Barlow really rocking out to it. However, I think for us it's more and bigger exposure every gig we've done, which is really good, and we really appreciate the opportunity to do it. And then obviously if we get London, there's a few bands there again which we could really tag onto, which is great. A couple of festivals, I guess probably by the autumn time we're probably going to the studio once the festivals are done, and record maybe a 10-song completely professional album, get that done. The EP is kind of a taster for some of the new music and the new lineup of 2015, really, the end of 2014. And really, I think then, hopefully, if we're getting these bigger gigs throughout next year, we'll be into sort of better slots for 2016 onwards. But that's really the aim. But actually, to gig as much as possible, support every band. It's great to be here doing 9 Dark Finish and just some of the other ones. So it's great doing a Script thing. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
But actually, it's all the local bands as well, because actually we're just a network of bands looking after each other at the end of the day. And that's what's really important. If you support each other, one day we'll be support, one day we might be headline, someone else supports. Actually, it's just about all of us getting our fans to like each other. It's 9 Dark Finish with the other bands tonight, and actually talking to all of us. Everyone getting together at the end. that's the real thing about pushing the music scene in Birmingham, and everybody that isn't signed, actually people come along and enjoyed it, and it's been a great turnout tonight, fantastic. It's a Friday night, it's not Saturday, it's Friday night. People have been at work all day. They've taken the time to come out to see us, which is what we really love. So it's fantastic.
It's better than watching the telly.
Of course it is. And finally, guys, how fucking hot do you get in them hats?
Yeah, what? Sorry.
How hot do you get in them hats?
Really, really hot. It's become a little fashion statement, especially for us still. I actually do a bit as well.
So the reason I wear a hat when I'm singing is because way back when we started, I was so nervous that I wore a baseball cap and I pulled it right over my face, so that nobody could see me. And it's kind of just stuck a bit really, so that I can't sing without a hat. But I only sing without a hat when we're doing acoustic gigs. I have no idea why, but that's why I wear a hat. But yeah, you're right, I'm absolutely roasting, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
I've always wanted to be Slash, but he's taken a top hat thing, so I've got to do the next best thing.
Guys, can I thank you very much for your time? I loved your performance. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much. Thank you for talking to us. You make us feel like we're up on the back. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much. Thanks for your time. Cheers. Cheers, boys. Nice one. Thank you.
There's a sickness to your soul that I don't know if I can hold onto you anymore. Leave you lying on the floor. You
with new Gabs you have.
Well, you know, I was quite
Maybe with me.
quiet, and a left on my kit as well. And someone.
He's had a mare.
Yeah, I'll tell ya. My performance out of 10 today, I'd say about 4.5 if I'm lucky.
I think you're being generous.
On a good day. What a brilliant night again, young man, that you've put on. And I can say young man, because everybody's a young man compared to me. And the oldest fucker in there, you know. Yeah, I'm Mile.
Great night.
Super.
Absolutely brilliant night. Really was. Yeah, great.
Your nights get better and better and better. You know, you've introduced me to so many bands, so many artists. You know, when I started this whole project, I say me, it's like the old sports radio, the SR, Sports Radio Music Project, is all just two geezers. Yeah. And we knew, I'll be honest, before we started. But we've been introduced and putting ourselves out and coming and visiting gigs and venues. I'm blown away by the amount of amazing talent and largely what you put on.
Yeah, well, there is so much talent out there, and that's the thing. Like you hear a lot. There's two sides of it really. People either don't want to come out.
Yeah.
But then there are people that want to come out but don't think there's anything going on.
Yeah.
Well, there's enough live music in Birmingham to satisfy thousands of people with local bands and bands from further afield, and the nights that we have here, they're so busy.
Yeah.
People are absolutely loving the local scene. So anybody that tries to tell you that the live music scene in Birmingham is dying a death is just completely wrong in my opinion.
Yeah,
there's so many great people. Forget the bands, great people that come out and support the music. You got to take your hats off to them really. And what more can you want for £5 per night really? Do you know what I mean? You can't get much more than that.
But I mean, I've had a couple tonight. How much is it? £5. Who are the bands? Never heard of them. And that's something that resonates with a lot of people. And I look in and I think, it's like when someone says to me, do you believe in ghosts? No, I've never seen one, so I don't believe in it. And they'll say, well, I believe in God, but I've never seen God, but I believe in it. I believe in these kids that I'm watching, but these people don't know who they are, so they somehow think that they're not good enough to merit putting their hands in the pockets and paying a fiver.
Well, that's it though, isn't it? The thing is, it's £5. As long, I'm 26 years old now, and when I started going out to see bands and local bands play like 8-10 years ago, it was £5 entry then.
Yep.
It's never changed.
No.
It's never changed. There's about 400 or 500 people in this pub tonight.
Yeah.
They're paying £4.50 a pint.
I know.
They don't query that.
I know. I just don't get it, because you could put a lot of the artists that you play on a stage and you could pay 20 quid to watch them
easily.
You could, and they're of that ability. They're of the ability that should be played on mainstream music stations, and that's where it gets let down. You'll see someone like Kanye West, that to me is an absolute total pile of shite. But people will be falling over to buy rubbish that he'll produce.
People follow trends, don't they? And people listen to other people. They're very much like sheep, aren't they, really?
Yeah, they are.
There's not many people capable of making up their own minds nowadays, really, about what they actually like for themselves, in my opinion.
I mean, the Bureau done that only for show many years ago, and it's absolutely right. Nothing ever changes, and how you change it, how you break that, is by keep chipping away. At the foot of that mountain, as a wonderful artist once wrote in 1993, and it's taking those foots up that mountain to climb it, and with unity it can be climbed.
Oh, definitely, yeah, exactly. Like I said before, there's that many people that are supporting the scene. It's by no means, it's on the way up. It is on the way up. There's so many great bands about. There really are, and just got to keep going. Got to keep the faith.
And great people as well, not just talented, brilliant, but great humans, great people.
Yeah, we're all in it together. That's the main thing.
And loving it.
I do it. Bands do it. The venues. Yourself. We all just want to. We do it because we love it. And that's the main thing. I mean, if you don't get into this business unless you love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's
people ain't earning dough from it. They do it because it's their passion, it's their love, it's what drives them.
Yeah, completely agree.
Don't it?
Exactly.
What we got on the horizon, mate?
Yeah, got a lot coming up as always. Next weekend, Sunflower Lounge on the Friday.
You're still doing the Sunflower
Lounge, yep. I'm there, and that's with Ray Sider headlining.
Okay,
on the Saturday, we're at the Flapper. We've got a great, really good young band from Brun called Hollow People. They're absolutely brilliant lads. They're all about, if they're 18, that's about as much as they are. They're fantastic, they are. So, check them out.
Yeah.
If people haven't heard of them yourself. And then, where are we then? Back at the Victoria the weekend after on the 13th with the Revolver headlining in here. They've been around here for a long time around Birmingham now.
They do an EP launch at the Flapper that you do.
That's right, in January. And on Saturday night, 14th of March, we've got Rituals, who again are another superb local band headlining the Flapper. So we've got loads to look forward to. Absolutely loads.
So you're branching out now, you're doing the Flapper as well?
Yeah, Flapper's a brilliant venue. It really has been. It's been a venue that I've wanted to work in for a long time, and it's been not been able to get in there really because there've been so many people using it before, gigs on there, whatnot. So I'm really happy I'm working there, and it's one of the, along with Victoria, it's probably the best live independent music venue in Birmingham.
Now, what we need to do as well is there's a number of out-of-town artists that want to come and play Birmingham. I've got the Lost Boys that want to play. We got the Repeat Offenders that want to play. We got the Sherlocks that, by the time this goes out, have played. And we're going to play the Talk Bar, but they moved it to the Rainbow. There's a load of bands out there. Puppet Rebellion, they're playing the Flapper on the 13th of March. Loads and loads of, as I say, not just here, but people want to come from out of town and get involved in this Birmingham music scene.
Yeah, loads of great bands that come, and we try to accommodate them where we can.
Yeah, I can see a little SRB in conjunction with one of these two.
Who knows?
You never know. I could see with a little bit of a sponsor coming on board that we got a little bit of a float to play with.
Yeah, something like that happen, yeah. Why not?
I'll ask the questions, I'll put my feelers out. You never know, you're looking a big city.
Gotta ask the question.
And people hooking up with you at Chris J Presents and on Facebook also.
Yeah, Chris J. Chris Johnson Presents on Facebook as well.
And your website. You ain't got one?
Nah,
okay.
Don't bother with that.
And also you'll see the tweeted up picture of you and me.
Yes.
Seriously, you are 2 years younger than my oldest lad. Terrible, isn't it? Right in, isn't it?
Scary.
Do I look old enough to have kids older than you?
I'll be polite, no.
Chrissy J, can I just say thank you very much for today, tomorrow and thereafter. You're a genius, you're a legend, you're a diamond, and without people like you doing this, live music dies. Thank you very much, sir.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening. Good night and God bless. Ta-ra, Vic.
1, 2, 3, 4. Firecrackers smacking back along a lost and lonely track. 'Cause I think I've been trapped inside the web of my